Is your brand in good working order, creatively speaking? That's what we're going to find out today on Good Morning Marketers. Hi, I'm Craig Israel, Creative Director at ThunderTech. Here at the agency, we often have clients come to us because they know something is not quite right with their brand. It may be that the logo feels dated, the messaging falls flat, or something else is just kind of off. Because it can be hard to define what's wrong with a brand you live with day after day, especially if you've never stopped and looked at it objectively. That's why it's a good idea to bring in someone with fresh eyes to take a look at your brand and see if it's working for you as hard as it can. So where do you even begin? A good starting place is your customers. Are you hearing the same feedback again and again? Maybe the website is hard to navigate, people hate the brand colors, or the messaging is confusing. Whatever it is, make note and see if customer feedback is pointing out a flaw in your creative positioning. Another great tactic is to do a comprehensive brand evaluation. That is, take a look at all the branding you have out in the world, letterheads, signage, website, brochures, so on. Are they all consistent? Or have some things like business cards been recently updated, while other things like the sign on the side of your warehouse still have branding from 20 years ago? The entire brand picture will become clear once you outline all the elements and look at them as a group. You may be surprised by what you find. Now, these visual elements of your brand can be easy to evaluate, but many brands neglect messaging, which can be just as important, if not more so. So start by reviewing the elements of your messaging platform: mission statement, positioning, value statement, and so on. If you don't have a messaging platform defined, now's the perfect time to do it. The most important part of getting your creative house in order, though, is to think it through before jumping in. I've seen far too many brands who create a new logo without considering how it will impact other aspects of the business. Your logo is certainly important, but it's not the entirety of your brand. So, when you're considering a change, ask yourself these questions. First, what's prompting the change? Is it just that your logo is outdated, or has something else fundamentally changed about the way you do business? Has your audience changed? What's your motivation to do something right now? Next, how big is the change? Are you simply updating the logo like Starbucks did a couple years ago? Or are you making a huge change like when Philip Morris completely rebranded themselves? What all will be impacted? Especially if you're making a big move like a rebrand, consider everything that'll have to change: business cards, letterhead, brochures, signage, vehicle wraps, so on. Finally, how will the change be received by your customers? You always have to consider your actions through the eyes of the people who buy your stuff. Using the previous example, the Starbucks logo was well received, while Philip Morris was widely criticized for trying to disguise the fact they were a tobacco company. If you've thought these through, you'll be in a better position to make a positive change to your brand. And of course, ThunderTech has the skills, experience, and expertise to help you with whatever you're doing, from a slight evolution to a full-on brand reinvention. If you want to learn more about this topic, check out our website at thundertech.com or tweet us at ThunderTech. Thanks for watching.